Hey guys, it's the Fredster332 and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to do a constructor prediction video for F1 2017 and the new season, as the cars are just being released now, so it's time to get straight into the video. So this will feature every single team in the F1 2017 season, apart from of course, as we know, Manor, who have recently gone into administration, so that's quite a shame to see them out, but here's a video of them crashing. Coming in at 10th place, we're going to be going with Sauber, which is probably the most popular choice for last place. As we all know, last season they definitely struggled with financial issues along with Manor, and they didn't get upgrades until very late in the season, and even then they were still probably one of the slowest teams, if not the slowest. I personally don't think this is not going to change this season. I feel like they're going to still struggle, and with the new regulation changes, I don't think that's going to really make a difference to their progress. So yeah, last place for Sauber, unfortunately. Coming in 9th place, we're going to be going with Toro Rosso. Now, this is probably my opinion based on the drivers they've got for this season, as I don't feel like Carlos Sainz and Danny Kvyat is exactly a strong lineup. Personally, I think that Carlos Sainz is very inconsistent in the season. He does get a few good results up there and then, but for now, I don't think he's ready. And also, Danny Kvyat has had a very poor end to 2016. I think that'll carry on to 2017. And the car's just not quick enough, to be honest. So yeah, I'd say P9 for Toro Rosso, unfortunately. Coming in at P8, I'm going to be going with Haas. Now, they had quite a decent season in their first season in F1, and I personally feel though that they came in at quite the wrong time, because all the regulation changes are throwing themselves back in now. So if they ever wanted to develop, they probably just had to scrap that now and go with this year's car. I think that while they had a good season last season, I don't think that they're going to be keeping up that sort of form. I don't feel like they're going to get points this season, or not really. So P8 for Haas. Coming in at P7, I'm going to be going, quite surprisingly, Force India. Now, as we know, Force India had a pretty good end to the 2016 season by grabbing P4 in the Constructors Championship. However, I think that the regulation changes this season are definitely going to affect both drivers, mainly Sergio Perez, who's most likely their strongest driver for this season, with how he's not going to be able to slide the car anymore with some of the different changes. However, I still think they have a pretty average season, so I'm going to say P7 for Force India. Coming in at P6, I'm going to be going with the Renault Works team. Now, they have said in interviews that they want to be P5, however, I feel like they're just going to fall a little bit short below that. They had a pretty meh season last year. Jolyon Palmer and Kevin Magnussen was not their strongest lineup, I don't think. And I certainly think that the addition of Nico Hülkenberg would definitely help them score more points this season. He's quite a reliable driver. However, I don't see them getting up into the top 5 yet, so I'd say P6 for the Renault Works team. Coming in at P5, I'm going to be going with Williams. Now, they got pips to P4 last season by Force India, as we know, and I just don't really see much change. They're just going to stay where they are, to be honest. I don't see much difference. Their new driver lineup of Felipe Massa, he's still staying, but of Lance Stroll, I don't think he's that talented of a driver, so I just feel like they're going to get points, but just not as many as what they did this season, so I'm going to say P5 again for Williams. Coming into the top 4 now, we're going to be going with McLaren. As we all know, McLaren have been striving recently. I feel like they have really improved their cars since the really poor showing in 2015 due to all the engine problems and mechanical issues. I think the new regulation changes are going to help them a lot more, especially Fernando Alonso. And I also think their new driver in Stoffel Van Dorn will bring a lot more passion to the team. I feel like he's going to be a pretty quick driver this season after getting points on his debut. So yeah, I'm going to say P4 for McLaren this year. Coming to P3 now, we're going to be going with my favourite team, of course, Ferrari. As we know, Ferrari had a poor season, I'd say. No race wins, not many podiums, and finishing P3 in the Constructors last year. I don't see any difference this year. I feel like Sebastian Vettel will be challenging for those race wins if he can get the right start. However, Kimi Raikkonen, he's a decent driver, but sometimes he just doesn't show up. I don't think he will be this season. I think he'll be a lot more slower. So I'm going to go with P3 for Ferrari this season, unfortunately. Coming into P2 now, quite surprisingly, I think I am going to be going with Mercedes. Now, as you all know, Mercedes dominated last season with Lewis Hamilton, Nico Rosberg almost winning every single race apart from 2. And I do think that they will be overthrown this season. Lewis and Valtteri, while both drivers could be considered very good, I don't think that's their strongest lineup. And I think if Red Bull play their cards right, I definitely think that, as we see right now, of course, I personally think that Max Verstappen and Daniel Ricciardo will be taking that Constructors' Championship. I personally think that they have got the strongest lineup out of everybody this season in terms of drivers. I definitely feel like both of them are extremely quick, while I think that Lewis and Valtteri may get off to a slow start. Lewis maybe not such a slow start, but Valtteri, I don't see him keeping up that sort of potential all season long. I think that if Red Bull manage to keep their car going, keep the upgrades going, and just make sure everything is correct and no engine failures, cough Malaysia, that they will win the Constructors Championship this season. Now, I know a lot of people will probably be arguing against my decision, probably going, oh, Mercedes are definitely going to win it. But you never really know with F1. Anything could possibly happen. People thought that Mercedes were going to dominate 2013, but then Red Bull came out of nowhere and dominated that season. And I personally think that this year will be a lot closer than the past 2 years, as we have seen. I think that even if they don't win the drivers, they will win the Constructors, or it could be the other way around. Maybe we'll see Max Verstappen become the youngest F1 champion of all time and beat Sebastian Vettel's record. Who knows? Because that's how predictable and unpredictable F1 can be. So that's all for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe, and yeah.